I am returning from whatever MIA shenanigans I was in. I'm not going to start cutting until I tell you what I'm doing. So sorry about my long break that I unexpectedly took, but after I had some requests come in, I decided that I would go ahead and record making a sweet treat. I was going to record something else, but my meat is still frozen, so we'll do that another day. But for today, we will go ahead and make some frozen peanut butter chocolate covered apples, or just apple nachos that are frozen. I like them. You can pick your toppings, but we can talk more about that when we get to the toppings. You can pick whatever apples you want to use. I use, excuse me, my voice is weird. I use green apples or pink lady apples because those are like lower on the sweet side. I find that like Honeycrisp apples can hurt my stomach. I think it's from like the fructose that's in there, the higher levels of it. But anyways, so I'm going to use green apples today. I really do prefer green apples with this. And I've already washed them. I pre-washed them, I promise. You can watch my footage on my camera if you really need to. But anyway, so we are going to cut these into rings, and then we're going to cut the core out. I'm sure there's an easier way, but I don't have an apple core, which is kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to show you how I improvise and why my kitchen gets chaotic. So first we're going to just do our cuts. And you want them, you can make them however thick you want, but I like to have mine kind of thin. I don't know, like that. I don't know measurements. Like I cannot eyeball that for you, so I don't know. Just do whatever you want to do. Sometimes I get a little bit too thin or uneven cutting. That's trash. So while I'm doing this, I will give you a little life update since I, decided to ghost everyone for the second time. I can't believe that. But I can because in my life, see, it didn't really cut even, but that's okay because these are like good little pieces to like give the baby sometimes because she wants it. Or if I'm just like trying to sneak some in quick, but I don't want, whatever. I still use them. This one might be the same way. Kind of, but it's okay. Anyways, we did end up going from 2 naps to 1 nap, like I mentioned was gonna happen, and I'm kind of bummed out about it because that's part of why I went missing, because it's like now I don't have all this time to myself. Alright, we're getting a little sketchy here with the knife, and so I'm just gonna, that's just my 1 apple. You can keep going if you want, but that's just going to be my 1. And I'll do the same thing to this one. Last time I was cutting with apples, we had apples flying around the kitchen. I was slinging knives. I was using really large knives. So today's going much better so far. And I think I'm pretty prepared. What I have. Okay, so I cut all my apples. Now I'm going to do something that's really kind of annoying. I'm going to use the cap to a water bottle, and I'm just going to kind of squish it in here gently, Sometimes I break the apples, but it's okay. It still tastes good if you break it. We kind of went off the bandwagon around Easter time as I anticipated. I always tell myself I'm not going to go off the bandwagon, and then I do. And the baby did too, because I got a little bit lenient on things. Like I wasn't prepping things that much. I was just kind of giving her whatever. And I will say, don't mind that. I will say that I noticed a big difference in her behavior, and it was not cool. I used to work in behavior clinics with children, and we saw all the time, like, kids come in on a processed diet. Hang on, I dropped my... You dropped that, of course I dropped it. Kids came in on a processed diet, and when we moved them to a whole foods diet, their behaviors reduced significantly. But I had never seen it going from whole food diet to the ultra processed diet. But when Amelia started to eat a lot of ultra processed food, like breakfast bars, crackers, like made with wheat, those kinds of things, sweets, because everyone wants to give her sweets. I really noticed a change in her behavior, and if I didn't have the background that I have, and I didn't have her on a whole food diet previously to see the change, I would have been taking her to get evaluated. It was pretty drastic. So we're just getting back into the wagon here. This past week we have been just getting more on track with things, and so it's been pretty okay so far. I don't know if I should be throwing these in the sink because of these seeds, but whatever. I say that now. I'll clean them out. Oh, so anyway, where I was going with that was because I'm trying to not do the whole process stuff anymore, especially after seeing her behaviors change. I've been playing with some dessert foods. This isn't one. I've had these before when I first had her. They're really good. But I've been playing with other things, like I made some paleo almond joys. I've been making those brownies that I had in a past video that she was eating off to the side. We've had some of those. I made some flourless paleo cookies. Those seem to be a really popular hit with me and her, and one of my coworkers actually too. I snapped the apple. That's okay. We're still going to use it. That's a perfect toddler one. As you can tell, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. Well, when it comes to anything, really. Just get it done. I don't really care. I'm going to eat it anyways. It's not for a presentation. It's not for a competition. I think this video is like one that I had in mind when I started my channel, and like just showing like how to improvise with things. And I think that people limit themselves so much when they're like, oh, but I don't have that tool, or I don't know how to do like simple treats, or it's expensive. It's really, I guess you can make it expensive if you get like super crazy brands, but I'm not. I think my most expensive thing here is my peanut butter. Sorry, I have animals, and so I got a piece of fur on my finger. My peanut butter is the most expensive thing, but we can talk about that when we get there. I'm almost done, you guys. I have 3 more little things to go. Excuse me if you heard that like weird hiccup thing. So this is like a perfect, I don't have all the tools that I need either, but I still manage. With my Almond Joys, the recipe called for a mini muffin tin. I always call it that, a mini muffin tin. And I didn't have that, I still don't have it. And so I used an ice cube tray, and it actually worked super well. And the shapes were like perfect for like a 2-bite snack. Well, treat. So maybe I'll do that on one of my next videos. Okay, so we've cut all of these. And now we're gonna move to our peanut butter. Take our butter knife here. So I have Adams brand natural peanut butter. But if you don't want to be like a natural peanut butter, that's fine. You can use whatever brand you want. I just use natural. This is going to get messy. So I'm just spreading the peanut butter on the rings here. If you have a better way, let me know. Do it yourself. This is like one of those things that I only prep. Like I don't do a whole, well, I don't know. This might last me a few days. But I don't do a whole week worth of these because they're just kind of tedious. But they're really, really good. And you eat them from the freezer, and they don't become rock solid. So you can still bite into them fairly easily. And I just put however much peanut butter that I want on them. There's no, there's no measurement for this. I do try to not like touch the apple itself with like the knife. Like I just try to keep the peanut butter, when I'm running low, I just dip the peanut butter in because I don't want to get the peanut butter gross. But I don't know if that actually works or not. Probably not. I'm sure there's some critic out there that's going to say that doesn't work like that. Okay, well, that's what I'm doing. Then move on, people. And so for the toppings, you can use any nut butter, almond butter, peanut butter, coconut butter, whatever you want. And then you can also do like, we're going to do chocolate today, but you can also do, you don't have to do chocolate. You can. And you can put other things like crushed nuts. I'm not going to do crushed nuts because I don't want to get like super bloated and I already have peanut butter on these. You can do crushed nuts, coconut flakes. If your peanut butter is super runny, I would suggest putting it in the fridge first. And like I was getting this other brand last time I was making these. And it did get really runny. And so I put it in the fridge before I made these. Like I just refrigerate the container. Then I made these, and then I put these in the freezer and froze the peanut butter and apples before I put the chocolate chips on. But for what we're doing today, my peanut butter, am considering time. I'm just going to do it all in one go. And if it's super crazy messy, I don't really care. The important thing is that I'm making these so that I have something when I'm in like stress mode, or I know that's really not healthy, but just so I have these ready to go. Because it's better than being in a panic and then eating my husband's like Chips Ahoy's. We're almost through these. I did realize that I did not prefer to eat these in the winter months because it was cold. But now that it's like spring and there's some like really nice days, I will indulge in some of these. But I do have cookie dough mix that I was talking about earlier. I still have some of that for when it's like a rainy, cold day, which we just had a couple of those. I have to sneeze. Hopefully it goes away. It's not going to go away. Sorry about that. I hate when I second guess myself because like I should have just stayed over the container. So while I was in ghost mode the past month, it was just really hard for me to like find joy in like cooking and, you know, doing all this stuff. But I made what I wanted to record. I made like half a batch earlier in the week, and it was really, really therapeutic, and it like kind of brought me back to like the present and really wanting to enjoy putting together some yummy items again. So that was really nice. And nothing in particular really sparked it. I think I just like had so much going on, and like the nap thing was a big change for me. I know there's some parents out there that love the one nap and like probably say that I'm like being overreactive, but seriously, it was just like restructuring my entire day too. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get these little corners. Okay. That's our peanut butter. So I'm going to wash my hands. Okay. And then I'm going to melt some of this chocolate. I'm using 1 cup of chocolate chips. You can use whatever brand you want. I don't think we need this anymore. I need water. And I'm going to put some coconut oil in here. Just 1 teaspoon, I think. Yeah, that'll be good. 1 teaspoon. My teaspoon was fairly shy there for a second, but we fixed it. Okay. Okay, critics, you can come out of the woodworks. I'm going to microwave this in 30-second intervals. I'm not prepared because I need a spoon. I should really make like this area of my kitchen more like set ready. So we will wait for this, and then one of my hacks, also, again, critics, you can come out of the woodworks. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag and, like, I don't know what those baking things are called, but, like, make my own, you know, squeezing thing. And then I stir it every 30 seconds. And I might not, I could have probably used a half cup, but we'll find out. Because again, you can put however much chocolate you want on this. And then once we get the chocolate on, I'm not going to put anything else on. I was just thinking of other toppings that might be good, like I have strawberries. The strawberries could be good. But I don't know. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna do this, and I think maybe just one more go, and then whatever's left, the glass will kind of melt. Actually, I don't think we even need to do one more. Looks pretty good to me. So we're gonna not do another round. So that was 30 seconds, took it out, stirred it, 30 seconds again, and then it was good to go. And I'm gonna put all of this in a Ziploc bag. And then I'm gonna cut the corner so that way I can just drizzle it. You don't have to do it this way, because it does get a little bit messy. You can do it however you want. I think that's one of my favorite things about cooking, is that, like, just do whatever you want to do. And I love, like, all the different colors and the smells, and, well, usually. What I'm cooking I like the smells of. And, like, just look how satisfying that chocolate is. Oh my gosh. It's like smooth. Wow. My daughter recently has, I've been waiting for her to start doing this. She's been into cooking. I chop up, we make sometimes like eggs and spinach, but I chop the spinach up before we cook, and then I'll put the spinach in the pan. And she's been like watching if I'm cutting spinach, and then I'll give her like a spinach leaf, and then she'll go to her little cabinet that she has access to by me. And then she gets her cutting board, and she'll get like a spoon and a fork and pretend to cut it. She does have like little knives to learn how to cut, but I just don't think she's quite there yet. She's almost there. She's getting it. So I'm excited for that. But I've been watching her the past couple weeks, and it's just really, really cute and really heartwarming and really inspiring, and just overall amazing. And then if there's something, like, she knows that all the spinach, she'll watch me put it in the pan, and so then she'll grab it from the cutting board and then put it in the pan herself. Shoot, you guys, I don't know where that little piece of plastic went, but I'm probably going to eat it. I'm just kidding, it fell on the foil. Did it? Yeah. We might use the whole thing. I should have started from the back. Then I go through and add chocolate wherever I see fit. Or you can stop. But like, chocolate is the best part of it. I'll have to grab that. Well, yeah, I'll have to grab that when this freezes. Okay. So now I'm going to put this in the freezer and I'm going to eat the rest that's in here. But I'm going to put this in the freezer. And then they can be transferred to... I need to keep this upright because I want to eat it. I'm going to put them in the freezer and then once they're frozen, I don't know, like an hour or two, I'm going to put them in a different container and they just stay in the freezer. And I'll probably eat one at that time. So, anyways, thank you guys for joining me on making our little apple nachos that we're going to freeze. And if you have any suggestions on what I should cook, what I should change, if you've made a different variation that was really good, please let me know in the comments section. I'm always open to trying most things. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video to never miss an episode. I will do my best to never ghost again. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye!